And we're live. Hello.
Yeah, so it's going to take it's almost time, right? In a minute or so. Yeah. Kala, thanks for being here. We're glad to have you with us. And I think it's going to be a very interesting evening on gratitude.
Mm. Thank you, KH, and I'm excited to be here as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, I think it is time.
Yes, it's time.
So,
Hi.
ladies and gentlemen, watching this, thank you for joining us this evening.
Mhm.
This is Heart Talk that comes to you from Kuala Lumpur every Tuesday at 10 p.m. And we just have a guest once in a while. We usually have a guest, and we ask our guests to speak from the heart. So tonight we have with us Kala. Kala has had a full career being as an electrical and electronics engineer. So I think I could tease her with some scientific questions tonight, perhaps. And Kala is here to talk about gratitude because it has formed part of her life and her adventure in gratitude. And Kala is also a coach, an ICF certified coach, having graduated from Ideal Coaching Global, the coaching school that we think is one of the best in the world. So Kala, let's begin with perhaps tell us about when did gratitude have such a meaningful part of your has become so meaningful for you. Can you trace it back to an event or something that happened?
Well, thank you, KH and Peggy, for having me here today. So if I was to look back on gratitude, it, it actually had existed in my life for quite a while. I think I don't really remember where it began, but I always I remember waking up in the morning and being grateful, practicing my gratitude in the morning with myself, and writing down what I'm grateful for in terms of waking up in the morning. But the significant difference happened was when I was in 2021, when I was at the crossroads in my life. I was lucky to be introduced to a group of people who basically were managing the gratitude room in the clubhouse under the Peeling Onion House. There was a gratitude group called Gratitude Room. And actually now they've been running for 775 days, which pretty much is more than 2 years. And I was fortunate to be introduced to them. And what struck me about the community was their positivity in a way, the way they narrate their lives in a positive manner. And but not necessarily ignoring reality of what was going on, because as you know, we were in the middle of MCO at the time. But what struck me was just this group of positive people, I would say. Yeah.
And so you said you had some practices waking up in the morning and maybe writing in your journal.
Mm-hmm.
Where did you learn that from? And having practiced it, how has it changed things for you?
So I can't really pinpoint the exact moment where I picked it up, but I would say that instinctively I knew that this was something that, in a way, gave me strength, made me bigger, gave me strength to handle things that were going on in life. So it was a mechanism in a way. It started off as a coping mechanism, and so doing it myself, waking up in the morning and doing it myself, as much as it was a practice that I started, but it was still a little bit, lack of a better phrase, one-dimensional. It's something I was writing down to myself, but I wasn't. There wasn't like an energy behind it as much as how I have it now. So it was something I was practicing, but there was still a little bit something lacking, like a certain amount of energy, life energy to it, which I feel when I'm in the gratitude room with the community of people. And I think that's important in terms of consuming other people's gratitude as well, in a way. Yeah.
So how does how do other people with a similar, I think I use the word practice because it sounds as if it's a practice rather than well,
Yeah.
rather than a magic formula. I come to that later. How do other people add to that energy? I mean, could you kind of elaborate on that?
Yeah. So to your point about it being a magic formula, yeah, it isn't a magic formula. It's basically an action or an emotion. And when you have a community around you, basically there's an exchange of energy, and there's also like an accumulation of energy that kind of basically resonates even more. So not only in a way you're amplifying the state of gratitude, but at the same time, you're also learning from others. You're learning how your language makes a difference, and how gratitude, the emotion you express or the language you express, and thereafter the action you take makes a difference. And this is something, as much as I think if you had no choice, it's great to practice gratitude on your own. But with a community, this gets amplified in terms of language, emotion, and what translates after that into action.
Mm. I think I get it about the learning. I suppose if one has any doubts or kind of like an unresolved question, being in a group, maybe you get to resolve that question faster. Is that what you mean? Like the others help to bring us back on track.
It's because everyone's experience is different, and in the gratitude room, basically there's no judgment. You share your gratitude, and no one actually judges you, no one actually corrects you, no one actually makes any referral to what you're saying, because it is your moment, your gratitude. It's relevant to you, and so it's a space that basically is judgment free. But spending time with people who are like-minded in a way, you actually end up picking up the finer points that helps you really use your gratitude as a tool. And when I say that, it's one thing, I think it's twofold. One thing is the fact that you can enjoy an experience when you are in the state of gratitude, or when you're sharing your gratitude. It's actually an enjoyable moment. But at the same time, gratitude is also like an emotion that kind of leverages on the higher part of your brain. And with gratitude, you actually end up, in a way, picking up better cognitive skills. You make better decisions, you kind of moderate your behavior in a better manner, and effectively you handle life in a better way. I would say better way in the sense that you become more creative, you become more decisive, and you become like able to manage your emotions and don't give in to it as easily. And I would say that you can achieve this on your own, because any practice of gratitude is actually a wonderful idea. But being in a group, actually, you pick it up from each other. You pick up the experiences of each other, even though it's still not necessarily your experience, but you just tend to learn from it. And again, gratitude is, in a way, a form of energy. And when there's multiple people practicing it, it kind of multiplies. Yeah.
I'm going to ask you to
Mhm.
the question more practical, at a practical level.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm curious,
Mhm.
how does gratitude,
Mhm.
how does gratitude have all the effects that you have mentioned?
Okay.
How does it work?
Yeah. So basically, it's, if you think, when you're in a state of gratitude, you are actually in the state of possibility, right? Because you're not denying what happened. So for example, you're in a car crash and you come out of it, and you're not denying that you just crashed your car and it's going to cost you thousands to fix it. And it was, that, so there's no denying that. But at the same time, you come out feeling grateful that because you can see the positive thing in the situation. And you also learn from the experience because you're able to see it as a positive, whatever positive that you can pick up from it, that you learn from the experience as well. And indirectly, this builds up in terms of your ability to make decisions better in the future, perhaps when you're moving about. So you can look at it as the fact that you totaled your car and made a mess and of a situation, you can't get to work the next day because you don't have your car, etc., etc. But at the same time, if you were to look at it with gratitude, you think, I came out of this well, I'm not injured, I didn't end up injuring anybody else, and everything else is manageable. So you figure out how to get to work, you figure out how the best way to get your car fixed, everything else, because you're suddenly in a positive state. And when you are in a positive state, you see possibilities, you find ways to resolve situations. And yeah, basically that.
So I guess with a attitude or of gratitude,
Mhm.
your perspective on things changes,
Yes.
or rather, it's different. And what would be the default if that gratitude didn't come in? What would be some of the things that would not be there, that would not be the same without that attitude of gratitude?
Mhm. So the first thing is, in the car crash, you would get out of the car and start yelling at the other the other guy you crashed with. And, the whole scene would be not about, are you okay? Or are you, but rather, it'd be completely set in a different sense. Your mood will be different. You end up in a bad argument with the other driver. You don't figure out how to collaborate or manage a relationship or build a relationship. And basically it's all doom. You just think, I can't handle anything, I can't handle the things I need to handle because I don't have my car. And a lot of things will end up going on the wayside, right? But for a moment you stop and think, okay, I'm okay. The other guy is okay. The fact that I'm good, that's the number one thing, and everything else can be handled. I'll figure it out. And the truth of it is you will figure it out, because the most important thing is that you walked away from it.
Yeah. And just that appreciation of that thought that you walked away alive is enough to change everything. It sounds as if this is the, I wouldn't say solution. This is a different possibility for people who feel overwhelmed by everything that's happening.
Yes.
Would you have a kind of experience of being overwhelmed or being otherwise overwhelmed if you didn't have this discover this gratitude approach?
So basically,
in your life, yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, I would say basically, so like how I mentioned, I used to do my gratitude first thing in the morning. Now I do it before with the gratitude room. I do it at the end of the day. So what I find is that basically throughout, things happen during the day, and I am actually feeling overwhelmed, and I'm actually feeling like, have I bitten off too much? Can I handle this? And actually going to the gratitude room, the first thing, forget about whether you're building your cognitive skills or anything. It's a good feeling of being able to take stock of your day and put it in a positive narrative, So that's, to begin with, just a simple pleasure, you would say, of being able to look back on your day and think about it in a positive manner. And by doing that, you diffuse any sense of stress or overwhelm feeling that you have. Nothing has changed. Whatever you need to achieve is still what you need to achieve. Or whatever has happened during the day, it's still what happened in the day. But what you are doing now is that you're finding you have a mechanism that helps to diffuse any form of stressful or overwhelmed feeling. And in a way, by looking back, you can break it up and realize that, yeah, as I break this down, I can handle the day. And so you end the day in a mode that says, tomorrow I can do this, this, and this to resolve what needs to happen. So you kind of put a reset on your day, and you start the next morning knowing what you need to do and knowing that you can handle it.
Would you go as far as to say that looking at things with an attitude of gratitude is a more accurate assessment of what's happening? Or is it just a positive spin,
It's when you say, it's with the saying, when you say you can, you're right. And when you say you can't, you're right. So gratitude is basically a mechanism that in a way leads you to be more gracious, more generous, and find happiness, right? So you could live through life without gratitude. The question is whether that's the kind of life you want to have, where you don't stop for a moment and be mindful of what's going on, and be mindful of the things that you're taking for granted. So even the fact that we have food to eat, a roof over our heads, we have internet connection for Zoom today. This is all things that we can be grateful for. And you can go through life, thinking, why isn't my internet speed faster than the next door neighbor?
Okay, all right.
Yes.
Yes.
Depends on how you want to live your life, and and what state you want to be in. Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. Well, for one thing, I can imagine it stops the kind of comparison you just mentioned about I have something, but why is it not as good as what I see elsewhere, right?
Yeah. And basically that leads you into a space of scarcity, right? In a way, you're always comparing yourself to something that's more, when in actual fact you are complete and you have everything that you're taking for granted. Yeah.
Yes, I think I've forgotten, but that you just brought up that gratitude is the opposite of scarcity. It is it's having enough and abundance even, right?
And it leads to when you practice gratitude, it leads you to, in a way, be more gracious, be more generous, and like I said, bring about happiness in your life, which a mindset of scarcity really doesn't. Yeah. And sometimes people may say, it's easy for you to be grateful when you're happy, or it's easy for you to be grateful when you have things. But the truth is, chances are you are happy because you're grateful. Not that happiness makes you grateful, but rather the being grateful creates that state of happiness and abundance. Yeah.
Well, I guess if I'm waiting to be happy, to be grateful, I may be waiting forever, right?
If you're waiting to be happy, to be grateful,
before I be grateful, I might be having a long wait, right?
If you're waiting to be happy, in general, it'd be a long wait.
Yes.
But if you decide to be happy, that's something else. Yeah.
Yeah. Same with gratitude, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. How has your practice of gratitude and your experience of it, how does it jive with when in your profession as a coach?
Okay. So I would say that in a way, it's a mechanism when it comes to my coaching, but it has the same elements in the sense that gratitude is really about no judgment, no comparison. It's about the way you use your language to portray what has happened. It's about from there, that language translating into your state of being, your emotion. And from that state, it turns out to, it depends on that, depending on the state you're in your emotions, the actions that may result from it, right? And coaching is kind of a similar concept, because coaching again is about perspective. It's about the coach helping a client in their journey in terms of kind of partnering with them to realize they have possibilities and choices. And it's the same, pretty much the same, how do you say, concept in terms of the language you use, how you manage your emotions, and the actions that translate from there. It's both of which is, in a way, not denying any problem that you're facing at the moment, because that's a really important point. You're not denying what is happening, but you're just having a mechanism that makes you bigger, builds you up, makes you stronger, and hence
Mm.
the problem that you face is something that you can handle. And coaching is also the same thing. It's not denying that you have a problem, but rather building up the person, helping the person build themselves up by managing their perception, and to
Mm.
realize that they are powerful enough and they're resilient enough to handle whatever that might come in their way. Yeah.
As you were saying that, I had two thoughts occur to me.
Mhm.
One is that gratitude seems to have the effect of changing our perspective to one of more neutral,
Mhm.
more matter of fact. And even when you said, it is not denying you have a problem, I kind of reacted to the word problem, because if you have an attitude of gratitude,
Mhm.
I know what you're saying, because otherwise we would see things as a problem rather than as what it is, which is, because the problem is how we cast a interpretation in it, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, maybe
And
perhaps,
go ahead. Yeah.
perhaps the word problem may not be the best, but basically just you're not denying anything that has happened.
Mm.
Perhaps it's
No, no, I think you had to use the word problem in that statement, because otherwise, what was there is there to deny, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's not about, yeah. And the other thought that occurred to me was that when you said no judgment in the beginning about the gratitude room, I couldn't see the connection. But now that you say, as a coach, gratitude allows you to be in a space of no judgment, I can see that, first of all, the gratitude seems to, maybe the judgment of ourselves is the biggest thing. And if gratitude addresses that, then we would not be as judgmental of others either, right? It's just a thought that the connection that I now realize between gratitude and non-judgment.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, the truth is, if you can practice not judging yourself, you can easily practice not judging others. And we would, yeah, in gratitude, in a way, kind of, how would you say, gives you a space to be even compassionate to yourself,
Yeah.
in such a manner that you don't find the need to judge yourself. You don't find the need to highlight things that you're not in a space where you feel that things could be better or you could be better, but rather you're in a space of acceptance and also, in a way, the ability to see it in a positive manner. And whenever you have this positive mindset, it can only help you build yourself up. It only can show the way to possibilities. And if you're in the mindset of, and I don't want to say negative, but if you're in the mindset of everything is difficult and can't be resolved, and it's always happening to you, and if you're in the mindset like, why is it that you're always not smart enough or careless,
Mm.
and you don't get to leverage on that area that shows you the possibilities.
Mm.
So-
In that sense, we will be blind to the possibilities, really, if we are always judging.
Yeah.
Hmm. So, thank you, Kala, for enlightening this, elucidating on the subject of gratitude. I must say that I see quite a few things differently based on our conversation tonight. So I appreciate that. So we're going to pause for a moment for Peggy to make some announcements, and we come back to you, Kala. So Peggy.
Yes. Right. So with Kala, we believe that a lot of people would like to reach out to the gratitude tribe, that how Kala had mentioned, being with the energy of the people, that energy is multiplying. So yeah, I'll be also putting up Kala's email. You can reach out to her, and the clubhouse as well, the Peeling Onions clubhouse. So your fans are here to say hi. Edwin, Michelle, Shenfeng, and also Zai also here. And I think one of your friend also commented, is a Michael Yin. He says grateful is awesome and grateful is life. Yeah. And yes, the next announcement will be the coaching evening. So if you're curious about coaching and how it can help you in your personal and professional life, so reserve your seat to experience the live coaching demo every Monday at 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. at Jaya 1. Same goes to the next announcement. The last announcement of the night would be the Advanced Living Series training, and our Discovery training is next Wednesday. So you can contact us at Linktree. I'll sending up in the comment post as well. It is next Wednesday to Sunday at Jaya 1 PJ. So you want to discovering the wonderful thing about yourself, because in our busy life, we tend to forget or maybe never get to know that sometimes the wonderful things about yourself. And yeah, Joanne say hi, and Min also say hi here. So that is our announcement for the night. And back to you, KH.
Thank you, Peggy. I would just do a little plug for the Discovery training. If you want to see how many things you can be grateful for, come for the Discovery training. Yeah. And the other way to do it would be to join Kala's and Edwin's and all the others, their gratitude, was it Gratitude Club or Peeling Onions? Is that the name of the conversation in Clubhouse? Yeah. The room.
The name of the house is Peeling Onion.
Okay, and there's a gratitude room.
Yeah. And
okay, so that's Clubhouse, where nobody gets to see your face, but they get to hear your voice.
Yeah.
But one thing about the gratitude room I want to highlight as well, it is their 775 night consecutive rows, right? Every night they have it. So this is the 775 episode. Congratulations, Gratitude House.
Yeah. I think it's one of the longest running rooms. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Wow. So Kala, we're going to give you the last say tonight.
Oh.
So if you'd like to send a message to everybody, what would you like to say?
I think I would like to say that there's a saying from Robert Frost that basically says something along the lines of, this is life, and the way out is true. And basically what it's saying is to let the fact that you you go through life, you're going to have obstacles, but you're going to have to find a way to leverage on these obstacles. And I would say gratitude is a tool that in a way helps you kind of get past any obstacles and gets you through life in a way. And gets you through life in a way that makes you enjoy your life and get the most out of life. So
Yeah.
I did on that note, yeah.
Thank you, Kala. And I didn't know that came from Robert Frost, so I'll be busy Googling it tonight to find that source of that quote. So thank you, Kala, for being with us. And I think we really appreciate the insights you shared with us on gratitude. And thank you for your time with us. And Peggy, thank you for holding things together as always. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us tonight. We bid you good night. For those of your friends who missed this evening, tell them they can listen to the recording, the audio-visual recording. And also, we hope to see you next Tuesday, where we will have another Heart Talk. So thank you very much. Good night from all of us in Kuala Lumpur.
Let your heart
Bye.
Thank you, PH and P.
Bye,
Thank you.
everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.